I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast. Vivo P's in the building. What's good?
It was going bar for bar.
Shouts out to the fans, man.
Let's get it.
That's good.
Hondo up in this piece.
F to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to the T. That fresh out.
What's up? Wake
What's
up.
good?
Who we waking up tonight?
Waking up the neighbors tonight. What's good? Tuesday night. Y'all in the building, man. First of all, hold up. We got J Camp in the building. What's good, man?
What's goody? What's goody, man? I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited tonight too, man. Bebo P's in the building. What's good?
Hey, just as excited, if not more than you, brothers. Iceberg, what's happening with you, bro?
Man, I'm good. But hey, man, hold on. We got special guests in the building, man. Hip hop royalty. You know what's going down. But let's be clear. Let me drop a little science on y'all real quick. So y'all know what it is. Let's be clear. Hold up now. Hold up. Let's bring it in, man. Y'all know what's going on. Come on, man. We grew up with this joint. Come on. Stop it. Y'all forgot about this joint, though.
Oh, yeah.
Original Timberland boot music.
Yeah, man.
Said no. What you know about that?
Man. Hey, man, if y'all didn't know
swag
who we got
too
building tonight, man, we got my man, our brother, Ill Al Skratch. What's good?
Man, what's good with you, brother?
Good with you, man? We got to drop that bomb.
Legend in the building.
What's going on, man?
Salute,
Let's be
family,
clear.
Man. Peace
Let's
and
be
blessings
clear.
to everybody that's tuning in, man. Thank y'all for having me on the platform. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate
man,
you,
appreciate
man.
you, my brother. Appreciate
everything
you.
that you've done and you're still doing, man. We definitely
First of all, hold up. If y'all don't know who Ill Skratch is, started as a DJ, you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn, Uptown. Let's be clear, rap legend. Hey, man, we grew up watching this dude on Rap City, man, killing it, man. Honestly, on one of the illest, one of the almost craziest records ever. We're gonna get into all that, man. Just the flow is silly. When you hear his voice, man, it cuts through the mix. Let's be serious.
It really does.
Like, he got the voice that cuts through the mix.
Yeah.
First of all, before we get into all the backing stuff, man, Al, tell us about this music you've been dropping, man. This is why we wanted to talk today. This new music you're doing is just silly, man.
Mm-hmm.
How you still keeping it moving, man? How you still changing the needle? We talked about on the back end how some of this new music is like watered down hip hop. It's not really that original joint.
Right.
You bringing that flavor back, man. Like, what's the reasoning for you still keeping that torch moving?
That's a great question, brother. The only answer I could really give, honestly, is, we were just talking about there was a certain period within the 90s itself to where it was kind of, I won't even say kind of, it was not yet tapped into with lots of money and corruption and business and things of that nature. I think with me specifically, based on those years, I'm from that resource that's not yet converted into making the money this big spectacle. So the essence, the true form of the art is really held closely and passionately to my heart, like with other brothers, like my brother Nasir, you know what I'm saying? Jay, there's many of them that's still out there where they haven't really compromised the art form and the skill and the talent, with what it is they're presenting to the industry. Now, of course, they've moved on and done a lot of business, which is great. But I think specifically with your question that you're asking me, my reason for doing it is because, it's hip hop. It's just straight up 5-borough NYC, Brooklyn Uptown connection. Buck is the sound, then you drown. And that's there's nothing else I can say about it, That's and the fact that y'all listening to the new music, man, that people still tapping in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm by that, man, because I'm not trying to change and alter anything to fit into the industry. That was never the case. That will never be the case. I'm gonna just give y'all the raw blood vessel streamline of what's flowing through. You know what I mean? Real talk,
Right.
for real.
Right.
All day.
Right.
You-
Dig.
You know, we definitely appreciate you keeping your essence of what your style is and who you've been as an MC and just really a musician, because obviously, like Iceberg said, you know, your beginnings was a DJ and then from there to MCing. So I want to say musician when it's all said and done, if that's all
Yeah.
right. But you know, in addition to that, man, as indicated before too, you know, you've got a catalog not just from then, but you got a catalog to this day. And I mean, we could go on forever if we you know, cover it, you know, all of your catalog that's out there of current date. But I know on your website you've got one track on there in particular, a dope one, and the wordplay is crazy. That goes something like the gods vex, watch how my bar stress, far-fetched, little P word ninjas is Nas X. I mean, that joint, man. I mean, come on. I scar next. We could spar next. Pitbull pull and I'm all flesh. Russell Simmons, you ninjas, God, good night, God bless. I mean, that's that dirty dungeon. I know you got promoting out there on your site. Can you tell us, you know, at least a bit about you know, that process of making the song, the video, and just maybe some other information surrounding that, if you will?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you was able to go into the website alskratch.com and take a listen.
Let's go.
Up there. I'm moving it around. I'm changing the website up, putting stuff on there, taking it down, just to see what the temperature and the climate is of the people that's tapping in, checking in with me. But in regards to that process, you know, I got to give big ups to my boy Carlos, Classic Material NY, well-known guy in the community, and I've been rocking with him. We actually have a movement. It's the Basquiat brothers, you know, and it's strictly like what you were talking about in regards to, you know, there were chambers that you had to go through and graduate from in hip hop, you know. So first just being a b-boy, dancing, breaking, electric boogieing and all that, writing your name on the wall, on the subway, on the buses, getting fame that way. Then, you know, transferring over into the DJ aspect, you know, then losing my MCs throughout the years, being in different, you know, groups, to now where I'm the lead MC. And, you know, that's not something that I ever imagined in my mind. But, you know, when you're raised in the village of hip hop in the community, it's kind of like a natural progression. It's in your blood. I mean, some people are shy, some people can't do it. I've always been witty with words, you know, because a lot of times people think being smarter and intellectual is not cool. And, you know, that's really not the case, because like what you said with those bars that I put together, for you to understand that you don't have to be a brainiac, but to tap into that and to see how I navigated through that wordplay with the rhythm and the nuances and the, you know, the Russell Simmons, good night, God bless. You have to go to Def Comedy Jam. You have to do some history to even understand, like, how did you put those bars together? Right. You know, so that process has been guided, and I want to say also assisted through my brother Carlos, you know, Classic Basquiat brothers. He shot the videos, all the videos that you've seen that I did, styles. That was all done during the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, when New York City was shut down. And to him, it was like, oh man, the city is ours. Let's go. That's why we did 15 videos in that stretch. It was like perfect timing for me.
That was good.
With, you know, feeling, you know, uncertain about what was happening, but me, I was like, this is perfect. You know what I mean? It's like going bombing to do graffiti and there's nobody on the stomach. It's the world is your canvas now. That's how we approach this. So
there you
that's
go.
What that process is about. Not to be long with it, but you know, you need kind of like some guidance or help, or even somebody on the external looking at it saying, you know what, I can see you doing this. Because Los picks the beats. I don't pick none of the beats. He's like, yo, I hate you on this. Kill that. And then I just go. Because I'll rhyme on any beat. That's what
nice.
I'll rhyme on a jazz beat, a gospel beat. Like, I'll destroy the beat. So, but to have a partner where he's like, yo, nah, chill with that beat. That beat is, you know, it's cool, but kill this beat right here. Tap into this beat. So Carlos has been definitely a vital piece and important part to this, like, I want to say, new reinvention of Al Skratch and what y'all seeing today.
Well, the other thing too, man, is like, I think because you was a DJ, you was always able to move the crowd though too. So you had the
Mhm.
bars, but you also was able to always move that crowd though.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you're
that-
right with that. And I think also, you know, like I said, being in a group sometimes, even with my first group, just being a DJ, I rhymed, but you know, it wasn't like, let's hear them, let's listen to them. And even with Ill Al Skratch, I know y'all don't want to talk about too much in the past, but even with Ill Al Skratch, the flow was more melodic structure to where it would balance and compromise what my partner Ill, you know, salute to Big Ill,
Shout
you
out
know
to
what I mean?
Ill.
That's my
Yeah,
homie for life.
yeah.
But he
All
was
day.
unsigned hype. He's the I lyrical lord. So, you know, it was more like to have two lyrical guys in the group. It's like, okay, well, what are we getting? Where's the dynamic? So people always said it makes a good blend. He's lyrical, you're melodic, you're sing-songy, you're making it now a nice gumbo bowl to where it's
Right.
like, doing that. So, you know, I played
Right.
the position of like, let's do it in a way where patiently, I know I'm going to get to a point where people are going to have to hear what I really have to say in regards to just MCism. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
kind of where I am right now.
All
Right.
day.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you mentioned like the hip hop being in the blood vessel, you know, being raised in a hip hop village, because there's such a craving now for that boom bap. People want to hear that. People our age, they craving for that because we're not getting that. So to me, melodic is what I want to hear, because
Facts.
a lot of these new rappers, they can't rap over beats like that at all. They don't understand the pocket. They don't
Right.
understand coming from the diaphragm. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that. But you bringing that though. You
Right.
bringing that back and you keeping that moving, and that's what the people want to hear. And I'm
Yes.
glad that you are doing that, because I was going to ask too. I know you said you basically rap on anything, jazz, gospel beat, whatever. But I was curious if there's one producer that you kind of identified who understands Al Skratch. Like this particular producer understands how to make that elixir, that perfect beat for you to just go bananas on it. Is there one producer like that that you've identified that knows your lane and understands that?
I gotta say, man, that's a great question, man. And you know, the name of my publishing company is Deep Soul Entertainment. You know, through ASCAP, and a lot of the music that I've put out, or even things that I've sampled, because I also do beats. But LG, man, he produced the entire first Creep of Me album.
Yes.
Salute
Man.
LG, salute to LG, man.
Yo,
All day.
Salute.
the large
All
car.
day.
Yeah.
And you know his brother Easy Mo Beat, those guys. You know, if you've ever, well, you guys haven't gone to the house, but
Come
when I
on,
went to
man.
the house just to be, and you can see Easy Mo Beat sometimes to show you when he goes live on Instagram. His whole floor is nothing but crates. It's an
He's top 5 on the SP. Let's be clear.
He's
Bro.
He's top 5 on the SP.
Let me tell you, man, the soulful sounds that they use, that's the key. They understand that, because there's a song on the Creep With Me album that I did called Summertime. It's my solo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that joint.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one, ain't it?
Crazy
On the
joint.
track.
Yeah.
Is it kind of the last one?
Yeah, I think it is the last
Yeah.
one.
Last
Yeah,
joint.
I remember
Come on
that.
now. We got the
I
records,
remember.
man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
go.
but it was like
Yeah.
LG was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, Al, man, you get on this. You just talk about Uptown, talk about Harlem, bro. This is you." And
Yep.
the sample was too soft for me. For me, it was more like, "Yo, I want to get aggressive because the album is kind of like."
Yeah.
And he's like, "On this one, just chill, barbecue, good times, ladies."
There you go.
And I had to get in that mindset. But as a producer, that's the difference between guys who just make beats and send you beats, and a producer
Facts.
who can extract up out of you the vision that you
Facts.
see and how they hear you on a particular track. And I would
Facts.
have to say it's going to be LG and also his brother Easy Mo B, because LG obviously was in that house, and that circle of just energy and music and melodies that's in both of those brothers, man. So salute to Easy Mo B and LG.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, salute to them, because we
Absolutely.
talk about
Yeah,
on
shout
this
out
show
Easy Mo
all
B.
the
Yeah.
time. The whole 2 turntables of the mic was missing for hip hop for so long.
Yep.
Because so many producers they just making beats for their artists and not really knowing the artist. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, a brother knowing that soul knows how to perfectly craft that, and they craft it for the right MC, because you got to have the right MC to talk over them beats. And to me, that melodic flow that you have is perfect for them soul samples. I mean, it's money. It's money for those, because we can hear everything you saying. And just like my man Bebo did, he was able to regurgitate all those bars because we can hear it. You know what I'm saying? And the wordplay, It just be crazy. Like cats cannot do that today, man. They don't know how to. They guys can rap, but MCing is different. You can be a rapper all day. I mean, you can, but being an actual MC, it's a technique to it, man. I'm so glad that you bringing that technique and that art back to the people, man, because we need that.
Absolutely.
Well, the other thing, Al, too, is like when I first heard it, where my homies, and your voice is cut through.
Man.
When it cut through,
it's
silly, man. Like
Mr. Raspy.
You. Let's be clear, you the first Mr. Raspy. Like this is the thing. Like, where did you hone that sound? Like, cause you was rapping different. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime, like I say, hey man, I'll scratch, even to a female, they're like, oh, when I play that, oh, I remember that voice. So where did the sound come from? And then what made y'all flip it? Cause like just going back to 94. Y'all sound was different and at that time, y'all was that group. Let's be clear. Y'all was that group, man. So what did that sound? Where did you hone the sound from just even in your voice and how you got that flow?
The sound, man, I gotta once again say it was I mean, obviously I had it in me, right? But it was kind of more laid back, chill, because once again, I'm now being pivoted to the forefront, or at least to the section of MC now within the group, dealing within the industry and actual recordings on major labels. So now, as opposed to me just kicking around like, yo, it's Al, I'm smooth, I'm uptown, we chill. It was more like, quick story. I'll tell you that chorus that y'all hear was once again maybe 2 bars out of a rhyme, 16 bars that I wrote. And when I kicked it in the studio, LG said, "That's it right there." So that's
nice.
Where my homie shit, say that shit. That's the hook. I'm like, nah, bro, this is the 10th bar right here because I'm about to say this. He's like, nigga, get in that booth, say that shit, and say it aggressively because you talking to my homies. It just resonated with them. So now when you in the studio and you got the vibe is flowing, you got your trees, you got your juices,
right?
You got the support. The support of the staff, and there's no time frame. It's more like feel free, bro. Let it go, go, man. So when y'all hear me saying "where my homies," initially I wasn't saying it that way. It was LG who was like, "Yo, say that shit," because you talking to everybody. He was talking about the 5 boroughs. Unbeknownst to us, shit was gonna go around the world and other continents, but it was like when you recorded something at that time, you never think it's gonna do what it's gonna do. But once again, insight from a producer. To say, yo, listen, that part of your rhyme don't just need to be stuck in that rhyme. They not gonna remember the rhyme like that. They gonna remember the hook. So extract that out of there, put that over here, rewrite another rhyme.
And that's a blessing, man. That really is a blessing because on that account and what you said before about the individual who you said picks your production for you, that goes to show the level of support in detail and in an accountability partner. Not everybody is fortunate enough to have that or is even willing to follow the advice of compared to
a lot of MCs don't do that.
A lot of MCs don't do that at all. So they don't listen, and because of that album that's on your hoodie right there that you just got done speaking of, no front, it's a roll through from top to bottom.
From the rooter to the tutor.
From the rooter to the tutor. And because of that, I mean, obviously, you had some folks that saw something in you, even to the point where you were even featured on a certain remix of a certain classic king of entertainment, music and such, or at least his record. They don't care about us. That Charles Full joint mix. So there's some folks out there that may know about it, but I'm sure that there's the other side of that coin of where there's folks that may not know about your contributions to that. So could you share with the people the experience of working with that record and everything surrounding and that goes within that circumstance?
Man, that was truly a blessing. And when you get a phone call from somebody who's inquiring about you participating on the song, and you're like, is this real? Like, come on, stop playing games. We over here, we in the underground. You know who y'all talking about? That's the king of what we doing here.
Right.
When they said, this is it. fly down. We got everything covered. It's a nice piece of check. It's not long, but get on here, do this. And when me and Ill got with Charles Rowan, salute to Charles Rowan, man. So he even
Yes.
thinking about it. You know, it was kind of like unbelievable because just being a child from the 70s, 80s, as we all, you know, grew up to Mike, man.
Come on, man.
It was like that music was so inspirational.
It was the guy.
Yeah, to be on a song like They Don't Really Care About Us, to me, that meant a lot because it wasn't just a song where it was for the industry. It was a song with a real, true message.
Yeah.
Right.
Then tapping into the soul, like They Don't Really Care About Us. He was giving us the jewels and gems.
He was.
Participate on something that has so much value and just a strong message in regards to like, pay attention, guys, wake up, because this whole thing that we in, they really don't care about you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, unfortunately, we wasn't able to get to Brazil and do the video because he did 2 videos. He did the one where they was in the jail, you know what I mean, right? And then he did the one where he had the drums over in Brazil. And it's failing me now, but you know, that place where he did the video, I'm not sure if you or the viewers know, that was the first place where Africans landed in Brazil. And you know, so everything he did with that was so meaningful, and just to be a part of it, once again, it's just a humbling blessing, and you know, respect to the king, man. That's the king right there. Now I have something that's definitely part of history. And once again, never thought it could happen, never even dreamed anything like that could happen. But here Al Skratch goes again, or Ill Al Skratch again, on something with the king, man. So, man.
Hey, Al, I gotta ask this, man. Like, and take off the humble swag on this question. Why do you feel Mike picked y'all out of everybody right then and there? Come on, man. Just swag it out real quick. Why do you think he
for the one time? For the one time, just one time.
For the one time. Why do you think Mike picked y'all to get on the record, man?
Because Mike knew what it was. He wanted that real shit.
Come on, man. Come on,
Mike was
man.
like, yo, man, I don't need nobody on here trying to, you know, sound like something. He was like, I need these dudes aggression. You know what I mean? And
he needed something real.
So it was like buck. He wanted somebody that was going to buck at the system. And even though it was only a couple of bars, me and Ill went in there and did our thing, you know, plus Mike liked Spike Lee. So when, you know, Ill said, I'm trying to do the right thing like Spike.
Spike Lee, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bodied that.
United we stand together, we fall. All I want to say is it really justice for all? So the words and everything, a lot of times rappers will get on something and they might not even tune into what the message of the song is. They just want to stick to bars. You know, I have to produce it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let it out the bag. I'm working with the beat miners, Mr. Walt and Evil D. And you know, there was a situation where they gave me something to work on, and the way they said I approached it was more like it wasn't kind of like a work for hire. I took what they did and I encompassed the whole song from top to bottom, intro, layers, melody, bridge. I actually put my vocals in and around the female. So I was an active part of the whole composition. When a lot of times rappers would just get on, spit they 16 bars or how many bars, and it doesn't even apply to what's actually being said. You know, that's the difference between like a true artist, you know, or musician and somebody that's just like, all right, what's up? Where's the check? Let me just spit this.
Right.
And others could see that in you, in addition to your Michael Jacksons. I mean, I could go through a laundry list, I'm sure, of individuals that you have and still do work with, but it just goes to show when you cultivate the music that's so vital to the culture, it's not something that is unseen or unrecognized to the highest levels of wherever, you know, to the highest levels of the quote unquote underground, to the music industry, you know, by way of whoever. But yeah, I digress. You got a J Camp though, bro.
Nah, man, I co-signed that, man. Like the whole purpose of that, man, is for people who love the art and love the music, man, embrace that. You know what I'm saying? Because we remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like years later, we remember that because it hits home. It's timeless. And that's the thing that, again, I hate to continue to talk about some of these young cats, but what they doing now,
we gotta go in on them a little bit.
We ain't gonna listen to it next year. We're gonna forget about a lot of it.
It's diarrhea music.
Yeah,
it don't
like
last. I can put on like the if you don't waste no time. I can put that on right now. It's gonna rock the club.
Oh yeah,
still
to this day. Yeah,
still.
You can be in you can be in Rutgers and put on "Where My Homie" and everybody gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Go
Bananas
crazy
over that.
And you know the other
Bananas.
thing, not to beat the young guys up, because you know
They need a little spanking. No, go ahead.
definitely everybody needs a little, you know, adjustments, especially when they haven't been tutored and kind of like given the blueprint and the instructions on what to do. You see, and that's where that money thing corrupts stuff. You know, it makes it not genuine a lot of times.
Right.
And I know, just speaking from my experience, when you have a team of people that's involved with a body of work, and you take your time and you analyze and you listen and you go back, and you're not just rushing and getting the song done in a day, master putting it out tomorrow because you're looking at the benefit of the pay from it, then you might be in a situation where you're going to create something where you care and other folks are going to care. Like you said, it's going to be something that stands the test of time, and it's going to be something that people can hold near and dear to their heart. You know, like a lot of my peoples over in Europe are telling me, like, you know, they don't listen to this, what we call hip hop here in the States now.
No, they don't.
Still listen to classic stuff.
Rakim, KRS-One, you know, the albums that they have in their collection is kind of like a library of sorts. And it's
archives.
Yep.
These kids are over there 8, 9, 10 years old, like, oh yeah, I know your record. My dad put me onto that. I'm like, what? How would you? He was like, yeah, I listened to that. I don't listen to the other stuff because it's just glamorized and money, and it's talking about sexuality. You know, they're not really. I mean, a lot of children are intelligent. I think children are way more intelligent than we were.
Give them credit for.
Yes, they are.
They have a lot of access to a lot of things that we didn't know about till we was maybe 15, 18.
No doubt.
About these things at 9, 10 years old. So when you provide them with a nice, you know, structure in regards to certain things, especially culture, that they can learn without actually going and visiting and experiencing that through audio, because we all know the brain is more vivid than anything. So when you paint that picture in your head, and then they can reflect and go to YouTube and then actually see what it looked like in the 90s. That's kind of like, you know, you gotta say back then people definitely cared more about the music because it took longer. You didn't just get the green light, go walk in, all right, put it out. And like you said, bro, Jake, yo, these dudes are really not in pocket. It's more like a feeling thing now. It's just whatever it is. And some of them might not even know or understand, like, the sing-songy stuff that they're doing came from brothers like us. Just like, you know, and this is my idol, Kaz. I spoke to Kaz and said, yo, Kaz, but what made you, you know, the Cold Crush and all that start, you know, harmonizing, doing all that? He said, yo, Al, because we wanted to have the ladies a part of the party too. It wasn't just about the homeboys.
Right.
We knew that to get the ladies, we had to sing. We had to do a little spin and harmonize. I was like, yo, bro, thanks for letting me know that, man, because a lot of times, you know, just as an MC from New York, you know, I felt, you know, sometimes being melodic was not like cool. Like, you know, my G's would look at me like, yo, he sings on you. He's wordy, that's bullshit, you know, but I spoke to Fame, and Fame was like, yo, Al, I wish I could do that style you do, because that shit is easy, bro. Not that it's easy, but it's like, he's like, you know what it is to try to write rhymes, you know, so it's harder to actually write rhymes as opposed to just 8 words and structure it in a melody to where, you know, the call and response from the audience helps you out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those get rhyming hard, aggressively, veins popping out their neck all the way through. That's a harder task, man. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, Al, this is the thing too. Y'all made it cool to do the girly records. Like, you had hardcore Riker Island cats bumping that. If it don't matter, don't make no time.
Yo,
I also had one to wear the Kango too. Driving
absolutely.
like real talk, man. Like, when you was pushing the Cherry Red joint, like everybody's like, man, we want to be Al. You know what I'm saying? But then the record was so crazy, the video was dope. What made y'all say, man, we gotta do this record? And then how did the Brian McKnight situation pop? In his prime, by the way, too.
Right.
In his prime.
McKnight in his
prime.
prime.
Clear. You know what I'm saying?
Mean, I don't even know if that was his prime. I think he was just getting started. But, you know, this is it right here.
Come on.
Man. Looked up and down and said,
you know what I mean?
There you go.
There you go. Right there. And that record came about once again, LG, with the soulful sounds of Curtis Mayfield. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, it's like, all right, L, where we going with this? because we got thrown for a loop when we heard P go, looked up and down from the chain drink. And we like, all right, what we do? We get dirty, grimy with her? Nah, be, do your thing, work this out, man. Because we was gonna get another artist to actually participate with us on it, but since the label knew Brian had an album that was going to be coming out, once again, just thinking strategically and market wise, it was a better fit for Brian to actually participate, get him out there, get us out there at the same time. And it was a great collaboration that worked and still works today. In fact, just a quick story, man. Like I said, when you're writing these rhymes, you're never thinking years later what it's going to do. So to have somebody come up to me and say, you know what, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be born. I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, yo, my pops at the prom, because they played the record over and asked my mom to dance, and they hooked up and they high school sweethearts.
Salute.
I said, are you serious, man? So these stories is kind of like, I can't believe it, bro, but it's real, man.
Hey, a lot of dudes got play off that record though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because y'all was saying what we needed to say. All we gotta do is sit back and play the record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You pull up to the dance at school, you know what I'm saying? You drop one of them Al bars with a shorty. Like,
but this thing on that record, man, you was still grimy though too. You was still swagged out.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody, man. I said, yo, my bars are so crazy. I got censored and bleeped because I said making moves on your mother. They bleeped mother out. They was like, yo, Al, it's not your word, it's the context of how you're using it. You can't just be going around banging people's moms, but people you know what I mean? So, but
hey, let's be clear though. A lot of cats took that formula and like, I'm talking about big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because when y'all dropped that, there was a lot of cats that was taking y'all swag a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear.
Speak on it. Don't be humble now. Speak on it.
You know what I'm saying? There was some, there was a lot of cats, man. I can say it on Def Jam that was doing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear.
Let's be clear. You mention other labels, you want to mention people. I mean, we ain't gonna go there, but
you know what I'm saying. We gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying.
We're gonna be cool and cordial, but years later, I look at it as somebody told me, it was like, yo, listen, bro, you got to look at that as admiration. You guys influenced them, and they might not ever speak on it, but they know they studied you.
Yes,
they paid homage.
I know for a fact the studio that we were working in. Because back then everybody was running into everybody.
Yeah, everybody listened to them sessions in there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So they was like, and that's listen, we all take and borrow bits and pieces from each other, right? Because that's what it is. We all influence each other. But to actually just kind of like copy, and some people said R. Kelly did it with Aaron Hall. There's many where
come on, man, come on.
You know what I mean? I don't want to go too deep, but we know what it is. But real niggas know what time it is.
Right.
They do, and it's. Go ahead, GK.
No, I was gonna say that's why cats got to pay homage, because they know when they heard y'all session, they had to get their pen sharper. Like, you know what? Let's redo this whole joint. We was gonna lace and get the pen. We gotta get the pen right, because we just heard Al and them go in. So we know it was a bunch of cats like that heard y'all session, man.
Oh yeah, all day, man. And because the ear was to the music of what it is that you produced in terms of the group that you were in, that's represented once again on your hoodie. On that classic album, man.
I need a hoodie, man. Where the merch?
Right,
we need to get a link to the merch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a little blank over here.
I'm blank right now. We need to get that. We need to get the Ill Al joint.
Take care of that. I'm gonna talk to my boy Carlos at Classic Material.
Carlos, get us right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Get y'all right. You know what I mean?
Get us together, Carlos. Get us together.
Yeah. We appreciate you in advance, man, for getting us on point. And speaking of point, let's talk about what real quick. This is my only last question that I can think of from a back in the day standpoint, because you were a part of one of the illest posse cuts known to man.
We just talked about that record last week. before we even hit you up. We was just talking about that.
Literally,
you know what I'm
literally, we talked about that in the group chat.
Fact.
We was
Yep.
all talking.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about who had a heart.
Because we was talking about it because of Coolio, because of Coolio passing.
Because
we was talking about, oh yeah, they had all the classics on it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh yeah.
We're gonna set that off, I think, right?
Biggie set it off.
Biggie set it off.
Biggie, then Coolio.
Yeah, Coolio came in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the rappers of all rappers, everybody, the rapper's favorite rapper record. You know what I'm saying? To this day, is to me one of the illest records.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you talk about posse cuts. That was one of the best posse cuts we've had, like in hip hop. That's easily top 3 to me.
To this day. So
how'd y'all get the phone call on that joint, man?
Yeah.
Easy Mo B, man. You know, when Easy Mo B called, man, you gotta, rise to the occasion. So I mean, just being in that session with all of them brothers, man, it was like phenomenal because, everybody in there, I don't know if y'all saw the pictures and the photos, but people got their pads out, like everybody, that's more like, all right, we in the cafeteria, this is high school, it's about to be battling. This is what it is.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Wait till I get in that booth. Wait till so it was kind of like, the excitement was in the air. But me growing up in Harlem and walking back and forth on 125th Street, and not just Harlem, of course, in LA and all over, they knew about what the points was, with the Panthers, and to be on something that has such a substantial meaning and impact for the community with the movie, man, to be a part of a song where, it was that type of vibe was a great chance to, just be together with brothers doing something that will be positive years to come.
Legends like yourself.
Example, real quick, that's an example of like not really understanding what the song was about.
Yeah.
Mo B didn't really tell you like what it is. He's just like, yo, it's Buster, it's yo, go ahead, y'all better go. So now looking back, if I would have known, and maybe he didn't want us to preach on it, so that's kind of why he left out, the points, and this is what we're talking about with the Panthers. He probably didn't want that. He probably wanted it to be like how you said, the posse could have just let it go type of, vibrations,
All day, man. And as a follow-up from that sort of kind of, you are a pretty conscious brother for at least I would consider you, being in a conscious space, as far as your presence is concerned. And obviously you're from Harlem, right? So would you consider yourself the first Harlem rapper that's conscious, so to speak, or having that aspect of you, or are there others that, are right along with you in that framework? And I ask this because most folks today, when they think of Harlem, they think of money. They think of the money, they think of the swag, which is all cool. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to borrow that gold chain you had on the
let's be clear. Every young black dude, they got their swag from watching y'all.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. Harlem is just different. Harlem and Brooklyn, man,
different.
we got our swag, man. We all Midwest cats, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You talk about copycat.
Yeah.
Copycat.
We from the Midwest.
We was biting.
So y'all taught us how to wear the Timbs, y'all
man.
Taught us how to swag, it taught us the whips, you know what I'm saying? The whip game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all made us want to be MCs.
Yeah. So in addition to the MCing, the fly, being fly with the, the swag and all that, would you add yourself as like, and it's not to label, or anything like that, but just from a conscious standpoint, coming from, your homeland, would you consider yourself something of that effect of a Harlem conscious, somewhat rapper, or?
Yeah, I think that just having that self-awareness, you kind of have to. You in Harlem. I went to school. I graduated on 124th in Lenox. That's the heart of Harlem.
Yeah.
So every day walking from St. Nick to Lenox Ave on 125th Street, it's nothing but brothers with tables and books of knowledge that Marcus. I mean, it goes on and on, but I don't think I'm the first. Kool Mo D is actually a highly conscious brother, and
shout out
true.
One of the most intellectual, like lyrical guys that I saw growing up. Besides like Kaz and other brothers, but as far as consciousness, I know Doug Fresh has his awareness too. A lot of brothers, from back then, because in Harlem it's like you know, you got those flashy guys, you know, but the guys that, and I don't want to say the guys that have the real money or have a lot of money, they're the quiet guys. They don't want you to know that they in a position of you know, power and money and things of that nature. They sit back, they more smooth, they laid back with it. You know, they may have a nice car, you might see one nice ring, but they're not going to be gaudy or extra flashy because they don't want the problems.
Right.
They don't want the issues, they don't want the concerns and all of the negativity that stuff brings.
Right.
So I say that to say, you know, just in regards to like Kumo D, Doug Fresh, these are the guys that I followed.
Legends, yes.
Yeah, these are certified classic legends that's going to be in the hip hop walls of fame like years to come. So
right there with you, though. Right there with you.
Facts.
well, yeah, I appreciate that. You know, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, growing up in Harlem is like, you know, especially like I said, 125th Street, you walking through a Library of Congress when it comes to Black information and higher elevation itself.
All day. So that's just a part of the culture is what I'm understanding. So that's awesome.
Hey, we talked about the young cats and kind of give them a little spanking a little bit. Who's some of the young cats that you actually maybe even listen to or just even respect right now?
Oh man, one guy that's heavy on the list is La Russell. I'm not sure if y'all know about him. Out of the Bay Area, man, really doing his own thing. Once again, he's got that group, that hard, committed, dedicated family structure. You know, performing out of his backyard and you know, selling his product on some, you know, like, you know, pay what you can, whatever you have. So you have people that's paying, let's say, $1,000 for an album. You have people that's paying $5. Just pay what you can. So that's one brother who is, I won't say he's shaking the industry, but he's definitely not going the traditional ways of being successful according to what the industry standards are.
Sure.
J. Cole, I mean, you know, Kendrick, as far as like industry guys like that, but there's a lot of guys. There's a young guy out of Texas, I forget his name now, but it's so many, I can't even really keep up anymore, you know, honestly, you know, because the amount of music I have in my head from prior years to now, 2000s, it's oversaturated, but you know, it's I know the good ones are there. You just gotta sift through so much, you know, and I don't really have a lot of time to be doing that like years ago, you know.
Gotcha.
Well, this is why we're excited about the new music that you got dropping, because to me, we've always talked about on this platform with J. Kemp, Bebo P, LB, the Podfather who's out today. We talk about hip hop going back to being mainstream again. And so to me, this is why we're excited that, Al's doing music is fire. Okay. We don't have the Clay Slays no more. You know, we don't have them dudes that represent and try to bring that to the forefront. I see Flex kind of doing it a little bit, you know, a little bit. But to me, like, I see you smiling. I see you smiling. I see you smiling. Who in NY, man, is trying to get that back into the forefront? Because we got the records, you know what I'm saying? Like, you doing your thing. There's a lot of cats doing their thing. Who I don't want to say gatekeepers, but who's the dudes that, man, that if they're not doing it, they need to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I know just in the pioneer stage, to see Grandmaster Caz out there still doing it, you know, Grandmaster Flash still doing it, Karis One, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick,
still.
There's a lot. Tila Rock, it's yours. They out there, Jazzy J, they out there. And with hip hop turning 50 next year, this is monumental. I mean, imagine if you could be there for the first 10, 20, 30, 50 years when jazz was just being introduced.
Right. Man.
I mean, so you're sitting in a hallway with royalty to where it's like, it's humbling because 50 years is really not long in the span of what, you know, years in life is. But for a new genre of music to dominate,
it's a long time,
quickly and influence the entire globe. And
that's the thing, man, is the influence that happened, man.
Yo, it's kind of like, you know, you thinking this is something these brothers did in a park, stealing electricity, you know? And they wasn't doing it for money. They was doing it for props. You know, I would get the shorty, you know what I mean? I would get it back. You know, they was just doing it to have fun. Peace, love, and having fun. And now to be exalted to a point where it's like the 50-year mark, these brothers are still here, you got to take your hat off to them, because they could have easily stepped down and been like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm not doing it no more. I'm tired. I'm old. They're not taking that attitude. So, you know, it was eye-opening for me when I released some stuff, and then I actually was at the I think it was the Capone Nori anniversary at BB King's before they closed.
Okay. Okay.
On 42nd Street, and my brother DJ Scratch pulled me to the side and was like, "Yo, what you doing, man?" I was like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm just chilling." You know, he was like, "Yo, man, nah, you need to get out here, man." He was like, "Don't let them tell your story, bro. You tell your story, man. I hear it in your voice. I know you can do it. You look the part. We need you out here." And just in talking to a fellow DJ brother who said, "Listen, just from the aspect of artistry and MCism, get up out here, bro. We need you." So now I have this obligation, and even energy from brothers like y'all that's telling me, "Yo, you sounding good." You said, now I have to keep going. And it's not like I don't want to. It's in me to do it. But now that I know people are like, "Yeah, we still here. We with you, bro. What's up? What you got? Let me hear. What's up?" I'm like, "Word? Oh, no doubt, baby. Let's get it popping." I ain't going
all
nowhere.
day.
The
That's
industry
right.
went somewhere. Major labels went somewhere. But me, I'm still the same now. Scratch. I'm just
There you go.
Talk that shit, man. Talk it.
A lot more patient, but I'm still aggressive and assertive, and I'm ready to attack anybody lyrically.
And I think it's scary that number one, you don't have no label. You can do whatever you want. You can drop whenever you want. Now it's a digital situation, so you can pop up where you need to. The other thing, man, is Cormegas, the Nas's, all these dudes from the 90s. Nobody's touching y'all lyrically. You saw the BT Hip Hop Awards when they did that Loud Records joint. That shut the whole joint down.
The whole thing
down. They was sitting back.
All 11 and some odd minutes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even the 3-6 was killing them, you know what I'm saying, with the bars. You know what I'm saying? So again, if y'all don't understand that, man, what y'all created, nobody can really duplicate.
Nobody can touch that and duplicate that.
It's like y'all the iPhone and they like some old LG joints.
They the flip phone.
It look like the joint, but it don't compete with the joints. You know, the real deal. So again, like to me, this is where like some of these gatekeepers or whatever, you know, need to get out the way so they can really put this music out there. Because again, like Bebo was saying, number one, you're a musician. In our opinion, you're not just an MC. To me, it's like what you're saying, like how you bodied that beat. The youth need to hear this, what you're spitting, because again, they're getting the swag, they're getting the flavor, but they also getting a little knowledge on that 3-dimensional chess you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like I said, like what you got, what that flame is needed. You know what I'm saying? And again, with one ash, man, that's hot, man, can burn the whole city down. You know what I mean? So this is why we reached out to you, man, because again, we want to talk to the originators. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk to duplicates, man. Because a lot of cats we seeing out here to this day, they still copying some of the formula you guys set up when y'all was doing stuff with Tony Lowrider. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, so, you even you said not long ago on your video, hey, be original, right? You know, on that joint with Large Pro. So there you have that. So it is, with this being the fourth quarter of 2022, what is it that people can expect from Al Skratch, either the rest of this year and or 2023, moving into forward. The 50th year, like you said, bro, into the 50th year anniversary year of hip hop? What projects, if any, can we the people expect from a legend like yourself, bro?
Right now, I'm releasing some singles. I don't even know if they call it singles. See that everything's changed, but right now I have a joint that was produced by Stu Bangers called Calm Steady.
It's play.
That kind of like tells you, you know, my position. Like I'm calm, I'm steady. I'm not rushing. I'm not. Oh, where's the album? I am gonna do an album next year. It's gonna, you know, I'm gonna release the album next year. I'm working with a couple producers, but right now, Calm Steady is out on all digital platforms, and that's my mindset. I want to do it calm. I want to do it steady. I didn't wait this long to have my first solo album mishandled and put out in a way where it's rushed and it's not in accordance to how I feel comfortable in delivering it to the people who also waited to hear what this guy Al Skratch has. You know, it's bigger than me at this point. Like, you know, I have to sometimes look and from the side and go, yo, this dude he's you, but he's not you. This dude belongs to the people. You know,
right.
When you give yourself unselfishly like that, I think you can have a better approach as an artist as opposed to letting your ego get in that box, and now you're, might be conflicting with some things as opposed to moving the right way to satisfy your core audience. And that's my position right now. I don't have a title for the album. I know I have a whole bunch of producers that's on the list. I know some other people want to come in, and I'm excited because people like you are excited. People in excited. South America is excited.
Yeah,
and,
man.
I'm ready to keep traveling and just get the word out there, man, because it's far from over.
Well, it's such a wonderful thing and feeling to hear that you cited those last few words. It's far from over.
You're right.
It's far from over because, that sounds like the conviction of a man who understands that you still have purpose and greatness within you. And that's something that I think we all need to hear, from time to time. So we definitely look forward to the album that you're going to drop in 2023. And, what else you have in addition to or along with that to come, bro. So salute to you, man. Salute.
Al, my last question, man, is like, you talked about your publishing. Like, what's your advice for any young MCs out here, man, that maybe have some skills, but they don't know what you know? Because you've been through the whole machine. You've been through it all, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You on the Wolverine swag, you know what I'm saying? And then the other thing too, man, you gotta tell us what you drinking, because you looking young, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this dude drinking coconut water. What are you drinking, man? You need to come out with a YouTube channel about what you drinking, man.
He's got that elixir like J Cam said earlier.
Coconut water is in that arsenal, though. Coconut water is the true life.
We need that. You need to come out with a book or something. You need to come out with a book, an e-book or something.
Yo, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta share the secrets, man, at some point, bro. but on the publishing tip, man, or just in the game in general, what should some of these young dudes or some dudes that are coming back out like you, what should they do first? What other than not the music, but the business side of it?
The business side of it, man. I'm gonna go back to the old school, man, where you just gotta have a good attorney, And in addition to having a good attorney, I also learned throughout the years, you gotta have an attorney watching an attorney, and sometimes you gotta have 3 attorneys because no disrespect to attorneys, but we know what it is. They're going for the deal. They're going for the money.
Yep.
And there's situations to where within contracts, if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you don't know. So trust is a big thing, but who can we trust nowadays? Like, honestly, everybody is chasing that dollar. I mean, for the most part, that's what it's about. Get that money, get to the bag, so the integrity is lost and gone from a lot of situations when it comes to business. And I was telling somebody the other day, a lot of people like to hide behind that guise of, oh, it's only business, it's just business. Nah, bro, if I'm doing business with you, my brother, if it's not fair, we're not doing it.
Right.
I can't hide it behind, oh, that was business. So, I got 90%, he got 10. Right. That's not fair. But in the world we live in, it's just business. I don't believe in that.
We don't either.
I believe in doing it fair, doing it right, and I've seen
with integrity, like you said.
It's a great situation for whatever it is, whatever type of industry it is, and the money comes into play and it blows everything up. It messes it up, man. That money situation sometimes is not. All money is not good money.
Facts.
So
speaking right now,
out there, I know they're doing these 360 or 180 deals, whatever they got going, because they spinning them into a situation to where, here, put this on, get this diamond chain, do this, and now you on the hook for the rest of your life for your image, movies, anything you could monetize. Somebody's gonna get a piece of that. You might as well be a slave. You're working for somebody. Ownership. Brothers like Mike, brothers like Prince before they passed on was trying to give the Jews out like, yo, own your masters, own yours. And that's, ultimately what I want to try to do and get that, back. But that's not at the forefront because I know I have a plethora of new music that's coming out that I am going to completely wholeheartedly. And I believe in it. And you guys believe in me. So I know moving forward, I'll be able to put my purse in the right position to make sure that my kids and my family, when I'm dead and gone, could be looked after and be.
There you go.
Legacy.
Legacy stamps.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I only have at least one more question that I can think of. is there anything that you would want the audience to know that they don't, or just didn't get the chance to hear from you, so to speak? And if no, then that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But if there is something that you'd like to share with the audience that they just need to know about Al Skratch, or the factors that have taken into play throughout the course and journey of your life, what would that message be?
I think that message would be resiliency, you know, to continuously have drive and never give up, because, you know, one day you could be looking at a situation and it might not seem like it's the best. And then a week, a month, a year later, things will turn around completely for you, and you'll be at the highest elevation point mentally. It doesn't even need to be physically or, you know, financially, mentally, your spirit, you know, because that mental health situation, we see what's going on in the world, guys. I mean, a lot of these things that are happening is because people lack emotional intelligence. It's not even maturity, you know. It may not even be experience. It's that emotional intelligence to where people need to know it's gonna be okay. You don't have to snap and lose it and all this violence, and it's not cool to me, because I was raised in a situation to where violence is all around you. But you don't have to see it like this. It's being broadcast too much, and that's what these babies is getting. They being streamed and fed these things, and that's why you have these copycat situations. So I would let people know, be resilient. You know, with whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're going through, never give up on yourself. Stay the course.
Amen.
Hey, J. Kim, take us home, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I again, this has been a blessing, bro. Just getting these gems. Life, how to get your ish together, resiliency, and just dropping jewels on people, man. Just if they are inspiring artists, how to do it the right way. This is why we're glad that you are continuing to put out music, and music that's relevant. I think that's the key word for me and a lot of people who are missing relevant music. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is it lessons to be had in that, but it just gets us back to the essence. It gets us back to what hip hop is supposed to be about, man. And continue to drop them singles. That's heat right now. We know the album gonna be fire, but you giving us the appetizer right now. We all hungry. We know the main course is coming. We feeding off of it, man. So again, man, love what you doing, and we just, man, you blessed the audience. You blessed us. Yo,
you still are.
Flowers.
Well, the other thing too, Al, man, is like, as black men, we don't, our heroes die young. You know what I'm saying? They go to jail. They whatever happen, they fall off. Like we told Joe Claire the same situation, man. In our opinion, man, you one of our superheroes, man, because we saw you when you was young. You still doing your thing. It makes us want to go hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So you represent for black men. We respect it, man. And then, like I said, just you as a person, man, is dope, but then the music that you're doing is just even crazy. So again, you're one of our superheroes, man. So we want to just rap with you, man. And then also I see another level that you about to get up. So I was like, man, we got to hit him up before he get the music goes is crazy and we can't get a hold of him no more. I was like, man, we got to talk to him, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm always gonna be available, man. And you know, just hearing y'all brothers bestow those blessings upon me, man. Like I said, it's people like you, man. That energy y'all giving to me, man. That's what I'm gonna use as my fuel to go in and make sure that I carry y'all on my back, because I know y'all want that. I know that it's something where people are depending on me to deliver the goods. And that helps out, because brothers don't hear that. Sisters too. There's a lot of sisters they don't hear that. So to have a format like your platform that acknowledges that, man, it means the world to me, man. And I sincerely say that. You know, Where My Homies is a song, but it's really like Where My Homies, and y'all my homies right now, bro. Man, we a team. We all in this together. We community. You know what I'm saying? We might be absolutely to the earth, but hip hop is this community. And when you have that peace, love, unity, knowledge, that's what it's really about, man.
That's what it's about, man.
You know, we don't take that with a grain of salt either. That is profound, because we were just some snot-nosed kids that saw you on our TV screens, man. We saw you on our TV screens when we was younger, rocking it out every day after school, listening to your classic
albums. And that's what we wanted to be that. We wanted to be that, man.
Yeah,
so
listening to your music on the boom boxes at the time. Enjoying your music videos on BET's Rap City and all the other platforms, checking out your work on a few soundtracks, and to this very day, listening to your dope tracks, and by way of YouTube as well. So I'm not sure if that's saying much from us, but at the same time, man, Al, your journey, brother, your journey as a fellow homie, from then
Right.
and even now is one filled with rich music and
to me, it sounds like it's
presence.
just starting all over again, man.
That's
It's like
facts.
crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like again,
He's
when I
just getting
see
started.
when I see in the studio with the bottle, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah. We get busy.
I was like, whoa,
We get busy.
Did we not say that's what we missing? We said that in the group chat. We was like,
That's
that's
the
the
swag.
swag
Yeah.
that we
you
all
in Times Square?
missing.
Come on, man.
Salute to my
Yeah.
brother Large Pro, man. It's like Pro is another leader. I mean,
Shout out,
for years he's
Oh,
been
shout out to
doing
Large
it.
Pro, man.
Yeah.
And
No
you
doubt.
know that man right there is want to make sure that whatever he touches is going to go in accordance to what he's already laid as the foundation. So when we did the original, we already know what being original is all about. That authenticity,
all day.
not copying, being yourself. But Large Pro, once again, one of those producers who cares. That was a song to where it was like I wrote something on the second bar, and he was like on the second verse, and Pro was like, yo, Al, boom, boom, we kicked it. And it wasn't like, yo, no, I kicked the rhyme. That's it, man. Put it up. I'm like, what you think, Pro? What we got to do? Yo, I think boom, boom, boom. All right, go back in, readjust, modify, and let's make it right. See, the thing is to do it right. If you're not going to do it right, then don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all.
You know what
Go
I'm saying?
home.
So it's good it's good to have fellow artists that care about your product as much as you care about it.
Yes.
Because they want to send you off on that river to where it's like you're gonna sail, brother. You're not gonna this is gonna go. So hats off to my brother Large Pro for that. For real.
Salute to
Well, and the
Large
other
Pro,
thing,
man.
like with hip hop too, man. Like with rock, like I see a lot of rock cats, man. They can still be 70s, still go out there rock
and
it. The
still
fans
go
do
out
it.
there and kill it.
Hip hop for some reason is like we don't really respect the OGs, the veterans. And to me, I think you guys are bringing that swag back where the cats got to.
Why is it that we don't respect them though? What you think?
Because it's that's what sometimes what we do, but I think you guys are changing that game up, man. Even just from the look of things, like the health that you do, you know what I'm saying? The swag that you brought on the videos, man,
and the shows, man. It's such a difference between how y'all rock and how these new kids rock on shows, man. They show up to shows.
No
late.
disrespect either, though.
You know what I'm saying?
But,
they show up 45 minutes late. They don't remember half their bars. It's like y'all don't understand. Y'all don't breathe it like that. That's why the way y'all did it, you understand crowd control, you understand breath control. You don't have to have the hype man. You don't need the hype man after. You don't need a DJ rapping half your bars. Y'all can do all that yourself.
And you understand the importance of hip hop from a holistic standpoint.
Yes.
And
the box, the whole picture.
Yeah, the whole box and the whole picture. And it's not even earlier on this broadcast and recording here. You basically communicated humility from a standpoint, a certain stance, and you understood, you and folks of your ilk from a legend standpoint, understanding it's about the cause. Hip hop is much bigger than just a thing.
Much bigger purpose. It's everything.
The last thing I can say, man, is like, again, we grew up with these superheroes, man, and to me, it's like a Marvel universe, right? And so, to me, we lost Big, Pac, Prodigy, Coolio, a lot of our cast, man, Coolio, man. Slay, you know what I'm saying? We lost a lot of cast, man. So to me, to see you shine and to see you still got that fire, to me, it's a last of a dying breed. And you got the torch in your hand, man. And so to me, when you say, hey, there's an obligation, there is an obligation because there's no OG superheroes left for us. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we wanted to talk to you, give you your flowers while we can give them to you, man. And just say we salute you and we appreciate it. And we want to hear them bangers, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, man, before we get up out of here.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just want to let everybody know. I mean, y'all know, and I appreciate y'all, but, this first one right here, where my homies, because there's also a resurgence for violent records.
Facts.
So if you don't have this in your arsenal, even if you don't have
get it.
Phonograph, a turntable, because a lot of people use, computers now, and but as a DJ, this is something. And even if you're not a DJ, you want to get this. in your collectors.
Right.
It's the
And we put that link out. We put that link on all our social media. So go cop that. I cop my copy today.
Yes.
So
there you go.
Now
When you with your lady, you gotta, you know, we about to get into what we call couple season out here.
Look at Al trying to make some more babies
There you
out
go.
here.
Trying
Watch
to make
out.
some
now.
more
Watch
babies
out.
out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, man, when you say I'll take her, you can say I'll take my girl to the movies, I'll take her on the trip, I'll take her, you know, that's what it's about, you know, just making sure that, you know, you being loving and caring for each other, because that's what the world needs, man. That's what the world is really missing.
Real talk.
Once again, you know, the reason why I'm still doing this is because, you know, like when I went to Brazil with my brother Blase, you know, the first place we went was the Goodwill. You know, these are orphans and kids who are abandoned, no parents, and to have children singing your song and knowing the words, but they don't even really speak English well.
Crazy.
Humbling experience.
That's powerful.
Wow.
That's
really
powerful.
Giving back to the community, man, and that's why I'm still doing it, man, because I got a lot of work to do on the ground with these kids around the globe, man. And if I could be any type of vessel for goodness, man, that's what Al Skratch is here to do, man, for real.
And God bless you, as well as Blase for that too. Speaking of legend, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AKA with Danger, you know what I'm saying? I remember that. But yeah, a shout out to you, man. Keep moving the needle forward as you have been throughout the course of your life, man, and throughout this landscape of music. And please come back. Please come back to the new Rap City, No Basement.
Yeah. When them singles drop, we
Yeah.
need you back. And then when that album drop, we need you back. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to do a whole listening party.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Where can people find you at? Where can people find you and your work at?
AlSkratch.com, Al Skratch YouTube channel, Al Skratch Instagram, Al Skratch Facebook. Everything is Al Skratch. AlSkratch.
Everything.
Rappers, it ain't safe.
Facts.
There you go. There you have
Again,
it.
hey man, New York hip hop legend Al Skratch in the building. Again, we salute you. Hey man, go check out his stuff. Go check out his records. Spin it on the platforms. Go to his website though, and the Redline distribution. Go cop the vinyls, man.
Go cop the
mine,
vinyls.
cop
DJs,
Yeah.
DJs, do your thing. Do your thing, DJs.
We need
Cop
that.
Absolutely.
We need that support, y'all, to get this motivation around the world, man. Keep this torch lit and keep going. Support that. It's gonna come right back to you. Trust me.
Definitely.
J Kemp, Bebo P, LB the Podfather, man. Again, Al Skratch in the building. Fresh Out is the platform. Hey, rewind this back if you didn't see it live. This is a classic. This is an instant classic again. Salute to our brother Al Skratch, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow because we got a live show tomorrow. So peace out, man. Love you guys.
Send us home, Al. Send us home.
From the fiery pits of hell, it's the rap rebel. 10 years underground, sub-level with the devil. Brothers want to know, can Al get busy? Honeys want to know, can Ill get busy? I tell you now, with the bang boom pal, don't sleep on the deep tight creep with my style. Get with this as you chill with that. I do the zig-a-zig with my nigga Big Ill, the Mac. In fact, I won't stop as I blow up the spot. Nobody move, nobody get shot. Anyway, niggas who disobey, I spray. I'm doing it up the Carlitos way. Hold up a sec as I check for my papers. Honeys catch the vapors, leaving major flavors on my pager. Ill the Mac got my back, I got his. Real niggas know what time it is. Fresh Out.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Love.
Hey, man. Mad love, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Hey.
Salute.
I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast. Bebo P's in the building. What's good?
It was going bar for bar.
Shouts out to the fans, man.
Let's get it.
Good bars.